all of that fit into talking with the protesters and people right now wanting for the Black community, and not just Blacks, but communities of color, people who are disadvantaged in general? I mean, the economy is the great unifier, right?
So, I think I've done more for the Black community than any other president. And let's take a pass on Abraham Lincoln, because he did good, although it's always questionable. You know, in other words, the end result.
Well, we are free, Mr. President.
But we
he
are
did
free.
pretty well.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so I'm going to take a pass on Abe, Honest Abe, as we call him.
But you say you've done more than anybody.
Well, look, criminal justice reform. Nobody else could have done it. I did it.
Wherein a Black anchor has to correct Donald Trump for suggesting that he's done more for Black people than the president who literally freed the slaves, in case you were wondering the extent to which this man is delusional. Now, I don't usually go word by word in Trump's responses, but I think it would be really problematic if I didn't in this case. So first, Trump says after hesitation that Abraham Lincoln did, quote, good.
He did good.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I would suggest that the president who won the Civil War, freed a subset of the population from human bondage, and altered the course of history for the better would be relegated to good. That's a pretty high bar for a guy who himself can't manage to get through a single tweet with all of the words spelled correctly. From there, Trump goes on and says, although it's questionable, you know the end result.
Good, although it's always questionable. You know, in other words, the end result.
What's questionable? What end result? The freeing of the slaves part? The guy is talking about the end result of Abraham Lincoln's efforts. The end result is ending slavery. So when Trump demurs that it's questionable, you can take from that what you will. And finally, the kicker. Harris Faulkner needs to remind the President of the United States that Black people are indeed free. But listen to what Trump says in response.
Well, we are free, Mr. President.
But
he did
free.
pretty well.
After Harris says, quote, we are free, Trump responds, we are free. In other words, he's distorting the meaning of what she's saying here, which is that Black people in this country are free from enslavement, and instead replacing it with his own empty platitude that Americans are free, that we live in a free country, liberty, freedom, blah, blah, blah. He's either not smart enough to understand the basic concept of what she's saying, or he's purposefully and willfully neutralizing her point. And either way, it's inexcusable. The fact is that the only person buying Trump's self-worship is Trump. Even Harris Faulkner, who's no liberal, has to be sitting here dumbfounded that this guy, who only days ago tweeted the racist adage, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, actually thinks he's neck and neck with Abraham Lincoln in terms of serving as a hero for Black Americans. I'm sorry, but there's just no amount of partisanship that could make a person believe that Donald Trump has done anything positive for race relations in the United States. But Trump isn't actually interested in doing anything positive. He's only interested in marketing himself as if he has. That's been his MO all along. Do the bare minimum and then spend all the actual effort on marketing. Same with coronavirus. He took one single bare minimum step in January, a half-baked travel ban from China that still let 40,000 people into the country anyway, and spent the next 3 months hailing himself as a hero, even as cases and deaths spiked to the largest number on the planet. 110,000 Americans dead, and Donald Trump is still out there selling himself as having claimed victory over the Great Plague. It's all talk, no action. So Donald Trump can continue to pat himself on the back and claim that he's got Black support in this country wrapped around his finger, but none of the facts actually back that up. Trump took a mere 8% of the Black vote in 2016 with the oh-so-inspirational message of, what do you have to lose? And after nearly 4 years of a Trump presidency, with race relations at dismal levels, with a disproportionate number of Black Americans losing their lives from coronavirus, with Trump effectively erasing the achievements of a guy who literally freed the slaves, and now, with a constant barrage of less than discreet dog whistles for his base, it seems that Trump answered the question, what do you have to lose? And showed everyone firsthand. If you like that video, please check out my brand new podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I'll cover the most important political stories of the week and interview major players in the world of politics. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out and subscribe now.